Hello everybody and welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Ash and I'm joined by Rosie.
Hello everybody.
And today is a very special day, isn't it, Rosie?
It's like the most special day of the year for me, Ash. I don't think you quite understand how special this whole video is.
I really don't, but I'm here to learn why it's special. So we're going to be talking about Like a Dragon Ishin, and Rosie has had her hands on this game and she's going to take us on a journey of information about this title, which I'm really excited to hear about. So Rosie, please take it away.
Yes, so I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why this game is a must play. So the first one is because it's filled with loads of interesting history. So it's set in the Bakumatsu phase of the Edo period in Japan, so that's 1876. And you play as a real-life samurai, like back in the time. So that's Sakamoto Ryoma. And there's genuinely traits that the game have done for this samurai that link to the real-life samurai as well. So you may have seen that in the combat he has a gun as well as a samurai sword, but that's genuinely what he had back in that period as well. He's joining a group called the Shinsengumi, and that is a genuine, like, a real-life special forces that was in Japan at that time.
Oh, so we're talking like real-life Japanese history brought to video game.
Real-life Japanese history, and also just a lovely little tinge as well. But if you've got text dialogue, and let's say they reference something that you might not know, or they might know is quite specific to the time period or something like that, you've got a prompt that says glossary. So rather than just skip through the text, if you have the little glossary prompt and you click on that, for example, I had it where they just mentioned Kyo, and I was like, oh, what's this glossary prompt? And then it explained how it's referring to Kyoto, and then explained what Kyoto was. And so that's just really cool as well. So filled with interesting history.
Yeah, definitely for noobs like me who are new to Like a Dragon, but also to Japanese history at large. So this sounds very interesting.
100%. And this leads nicely in with point 2, which is that the story is really gripping in this game. So even though there are lots of real historical figures in this game, and they do have a lot of things that actually happened in that time period, there is still elements of fantasy to make it feel like a Yakuza game, or make it, just feel a bit more game-wise, really. And it's really exciting to go through this story. I've only played a segment of chapter 3, but it was really exciting to go through the little segment in the story. And as you know, there are famous characters from the series who are representing different roles. And when you meet them, and then it's really cool to see why they were cast in that way. And also the side quests, I did a couple of them, and immediately there are funny moments in them, there are really touching moments in them, and I just got really invested in the story, and immediately when we had to stop playing it, I want to go back home and I want the game so I can carry on.
Yes, that's always the best sign of something that's just amazing, isn't it? Because you're like a hardcore fan of the Yakuza series, so there's like being able to pull all those things together into something completely new is, I'm excited. I'm excited to see you, like your eyes are like,
fully buzzing right now. And also then, point number 3 is because the world feels so genuine and authentic. So like everything, you just feel as if you're in the Edo period in Japan. I mean, I've never been there personally, of course, but from, what I've seen from history books and things, I genuinely really felt as if I was in that world. The costumes that the NPCs wear and how the shops, it's not as if you walk into a market, there are people in the streets just shouting, saying like, business and stuff like that.
Business!
Like, they're like, come to my shop and things. The Judgment games did this as well, but you can build relationships with some NPCs as well. Ooh. So you kind of learn a bit more, just to engulf you in the world a bit more. And also it's really nice that you do have these like NPC interactions, because there's a feature called Virtue. And you earn virtue by being nice to characters and doing good favors in the town. But the more you help them, the higher your virtue gets. And then you can use shrines and temples to pray. And then that gives you benefits like sprinting for longer or more inventory space. And then point number 4 is because the combat is incredibly fun.
Oh, your voice has changed to suit it.
I was like, the combat. Oh, let me tell you about the combat. So there are, like previous games for the series, there are multiple fighting styles. You've got Brawler, which feels like classic Yakuza feeling combat. For those of you who know the series, it's, just good fisticuffs.
Sorry, I'm trying to hold in a laugh at good fisticuffs.
You've got a mode then called Swordsman, which is where you you only use your samurai sword, which feels precise and skillful to use it. You've got Gunman mode, which is where you primarily just use the gun, and that's just chaotic. I love Gunman to pieces. It's great when there's a horde of enemies and you just get your gun and just start like shooting, and they just don't have a chance. And if they're on the floor, you could shoot them from a distance.
Yeah.
And the next mode, the final mode, is one called Wild Dancer, which combines the two. And genuinely, it does feel like a wonderful dance. You're there sliding on the floor, like you're slashing, and then you get some pistols maybe on another enemy and stuff. And you've also then got blacksmithing, so you can upgrade your gear, and also like with your gun you can get special rounds such as flame rounds and stuff. And I didn't realize I had flame rounds at first. I just thought my pistol was just making everyone catch on fire. But then when I was like, oh my god, it's because I've got these rounds and that's why everyone's just like catching on fire with my gun. So yeah, that's really, really fun as well. And then my final point for why this game's a must play is not only for fans of the series, but for everyone in general. The mini games are back in the open world, and they are so much fun and fantastic.
Yes.
You've got a whole variety of things to do. There's like classic fishing. You've got some classic in-game Japanese gambling mini games. You've got shogi and mahjong. But there are a couple that are slightly different. So you've got one called a chicken race.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And the chicken race is basically you just in-game bet on a chicken, and then you just see them race. And then you see if you win or not. But it's really entertaining. There is also a brothel.
Hey.
So at first I thought, oh, okay,
You have to stay away from that.
there's a brothel. I'm letting them mind their business. But it was classed as a mini game, so I thought, okay, let's.
So Rosie was like, let's get in there.
I was like, I want to see what the mini game is, and you're talking to a lovely lady. And you do like mini games within it, so she wants to challenge you to a drinking game, and you have to keep, the marker in the middle of the bar to make sure you don't spill your drink or put it down. Then there's Buyo Dance, which is a really fun rhythm game where you've got like your button prompts with the directional buttons as well as the symbol buttons, depending on what difficulty you do it on. I played it on normal, so I had both, and you have to focus on both of them for pressing the buttons at the right time, in time with the song.
You'll have it mastered in no time, I'm sure.
In all honesty, at first I thought, oh my god, this is overwhelming. And then I tried it again, and I really got into it. I was like, oh, look at me dance. And Ryoma as well, when he before he does it, he's very dramatic. Like, let me show you what I can do. I can't remember exactly what he says. And when he finishes, he's like, what did you think? And stuff like that. It's very dramatic, and I loved it. And then lastly, there is also karaoke.
Ah, good.
So of course there's karaoke, but because it's, the Edo period, they call it the singing bar, and it's a very new concept. And you just go into a bar, you've got a whole audience watching you, and you just sing these wonderful songs. But they have a little brush to signify when the beat is going through with the button prompts, which is really nice. And there's loads of little details they've changed. So of course I sung Bakumatai. And it's famous, of course. And it's famous in the series that there's something that you've missed or something in the past or something's changed. But in this one, you just have this character who you can meet just in the world. And he's just crying from the beauty of the song.
Oh.
And it's so sweet. And if you're a backup singer, you've got one button to sing, another one's the drum, you've got a clap, and then you can also use a bell. So it's just really wonderful to play these songs, and new songs as well. But just, again, feel like you're in the authentic world.
Yeah, you love karaoke in the Yakuza series as well.
Oh, I love it to pieces. Yeah. I immediately can't wait to get perfect on all of them.
Yeah, I can see it sounds like your sort of thing. But Rosie, I'm going to wrap us up there. That has been a brilliant whirlwind tour of Like a Dragon Ishin. I'm so excited to see more of it and to see you playing it and mastering it. I want to see the karaoke a bit. But yeah, that's our little preview on Like a Dragon Ishin. Don't forget to leave us a comment about what you're looking forward to in Like a Dragon Ishin. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more PlayStation goodness, and we'll be back very soon. Thank you, Rosie.
Thank you all.